Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in once again, and as always, thank you for always joining in. As I was saying before now, I made mention that last week our discussion was about love not being enough in a relationship or marriage, what our views were. Some of us are of the opinion that love is more than enough, regardless the situation. No matter what, that love is more than enough in a relationship or marriage, as the case may be at the time. So today I want to talk about empathy, and we'll be kind of relating it or referring back to if love is truly or actually more than enough in a marriage or relationship. So first off, before we go furthermore in the discussion, I want to define what empathy means according to what I have jotted down from my readings. I said empathy, this is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. So empathy is the ability to understand and share the feeling of another person. Oftentimes, some of us have mistaken empathy for sympathy. Actually, they are not the same words, but they are synonymous. They are similar, so to say. Like, understand and share feelings, yeah. So, yeah, I said empathy is quite different from sympathy because sympathy is a feeling of compassion or sorrow for someone else's misfortune or pains. So like is a feeling of compassion. Like maybe someone has come to tell you about their sudden loss, and you feel so sorrowful at the time. You feel so sad at the time because of the news that they have relayed to you. While empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings as if you were experiencing them yourself. So this is what empathy has been explained to be. Empathy is you feeling it as though you're experiencing whatever that person is actually experiencing at the time. Empathy, I would say, is like putting yourself in someone's shoes. Like sometimes you might not even I feel like you need to have experienced maybe same thing that that person felt at the time for you to be able to really feel empathy towards them or understand how much they feel. While sometimes you don't really need to. Citizenship, welcome. Citizen, yes, you were here last week. Hello, everyone. Angel, God abeg, Alex, I don't think you were here when Citizen came in. Beke, Citizen was among the guests that we had on the bus last week.
Yeah, I saw him last
You
week.
saw he was really of high opinions. He was tackling me, he won't finish me. He say, women without money, love can never be enough for them. As regards last week discussion. Citizen, welcome in. If you would like to join today's discussion, you'd like to be on the bus, please, you can send a request. Let me send you a request to bring you up now. If you're still here, I don't think he's still here. I can't see him here. Yeah. So, okay. Oh, you're here. So I think you're on private. So please, if you'd like to join the conversation, you can send a request and we'll bring you up. So as I was saying, I said empathy is actually understanding. Hey, Shalto, welcoming. Empathy is having the feeling and understanding of how the person is feeling at the time. I will give an example. Let's say last week we were saddened with the news of Angel's loss of she losing her dad. At the time, most people will feel like if you've not felt such loss, you will not get to understand what it means. Do you get to be in that position at the time? Money more than not so okay. We are moving away from that, but we'll still go into that. But I don't know how much in details. That's to use citizenship. So I've been able to define empathy and sympathy within this short period. I don't know if we got that. I said that empathy is ability to understand and share the feelings of another person, while sympathy is a feeling of compassion or sorrow for someone else's misfortune or pains. So having established this definition, I would like to maybe state like the three types of empathy that we have. I'm moving on somewhere because I have a story. I have a story to share as regards, and I want us to like discuss about it to know if truly this is a case of empathy or if at this point, anyways, let me not break the shell off the egg before it's cooked. So let me just wait for it to be well cooked, then I can just peel off the eggshell. So I will not go into the story now. After giving my definitions and terms, then maybe we can then share the story. So here I have three types of empathy. We have cognitive empathy, emotional empathy, and compassionate empathy. So I just sent an invite. Okay. I'm not seeing your invite, sorry. So okay, so in cognitive empathy, it says is the ability to understand another person's perspective. So what this part is talking about is maybe I share something or I'm going through something at the time and I'm sharing it with you all. So your cognitive empathy is you being able to understand, is being able to understand where I'm coming from without any judgment whatsoever. So then we have emotional empathy. Emotional empathy, they say this is the feeling, this is feeling what another person feels. I think I defined this in the course of the explanation, but I'll still go ahead to do that again. Emotional empathy is feeling what another person's feel, e.g., losing someone dear. Like I mentioned, maybe the loss of someone, it could be your pet or a close relative. So emotional empathy is being able to feel it. You can relate to it because you've quite experienced such. While compassionate empathy, they say this involves both cognitive and emotional empathy, which is understanding and feeling. That is what compassionate empathy is all about. It involves both cognitive and emotional empathy, which is the ability to understand and feel what the other person is going through, which will also actually prompt you to act accordingly. So, just as we have said, cognitive empathy is the ability to understand, and emotional empathy is to feel like experience, know how the person is feeling at the time, either due to experience or close near experience of such. So because of that, you are able to like relate closely, and now this will cause you to or prompt you to act accordingly. So why I brought up this topic today is because I want us to discuss, I want us to talk about empathy. When can one show empathy, and how can one show empathy? Like, and empathy, should this be like something, a trait? Like, should it be a trait that everyone should at least possess? Because sometimes it may seem as though some people don't have empathy. Like, it's one thing to feel sympathy for someone, and we've come to establish the fact that you can feel sympathy for someone without having an empathy for them. You might feel sorry for them. That's sympathy. Feel sorry for whatever they are going through at the time, but that empathy, that actual feeling and understanding what they are going through at the time is not there. Sorry, I'll have to mute you, citizens, so your background doesn't interrupt the live stream. Joseph, thank you for the repost from FYP. So I jotted down some points when to actually apply empathy or show it. It's when the person comes to open up to you, because not everyone will freely open up to you. Some people are very tight, close, uptight in everything. Even when they are going through some situations, they're never going to say it. Do you get? So, but now I'm saying that when to show empathy, it's when this person comes and open up to you. For instance, like, some persons will come to you and want to share how they are feeling at the time, what they are going through. And in the course of sharing with you, they will make mention, I'm telling you this not because I want you to feel sorry for me or to sympathize with me. I'm sharing, or I'm saying this now because I want to let go. I want to be free, because some people feel like that's a way of being truly free, is therapeutic for them, saying what they are going through or how they feel at the time. But I feel that's the right time for you to like take advantage and go sweep into action where the need arises. Then I also mentioned that when they have a meltdown, what do I mean by this? Let's say some for people that don't usually come up to open up. Welcome in, Joseph. For people that don't say how they feel at the time, for people that they are very good at hiding their feelings, due to bottling up so many feelings, so much things going on, you might one day explode. And how do you explode? You have a meltdown. It could be different. People have different type of meltdown reaction that they react differently. Some they react by crying. Some they could just be triggered by little thing, and you see them going violent and all of that. But and in your head you just be thinking, what's happening? What's going on here? Just how many minutes ago, or what is this serious that could make this person be this annoyed or paranoid, as the case may be. Welcome in, Omega. So I have a close scenario. One time I was still in my early 20s. I had sad news. Then I was in church. They've broken the news on a Saturday. And at the time the news was broken to us, I didn't even feel any type of way. I was cool. Okay, this is a news about my cousin. They told me that my cousin is late. They called my mom actually, and that's how I got to know. And at this time, this cousin of mine wasn't someone that I've really been close to that much, because I haven't been opportune to be with them in a close up environment. Thank you guys. I only started getting so close and used to her when I wrote my post-UME, gained the admission, I started traveling home, especially when my mom is at home. So I'll travel. When I travel, I stay over at their place, and that's when we started bonding. We're just getting to know each other then. So on that Saturday, the news broke that she had passed on. So I didn't feel any way. I was still very normal and all of that. So I went to church the next day, Sunday, and the preacher was just there giving the sermon and all. And the thought of it, I just remembered it. I don't know, I think the preacher said something that triggered it actually. Then I remembered how they said she died. They paid because she had I think a liver failure or so, something like that. the pain, how she was, how pale she was looking, and all of that before she died. So all of those thoughts, all of those came back to me, playing in my head. And before I knew it, I started crying. So I just put my head down and I was shedding tears. And the person sitting beside me stood up and left. At the time, I did not even know that he had noticed that I was crying. Coming back, he came with a handkerchief and just gave it, bent down and gave it to me. And I had to wipe my tears. And that was how I got to know that, oh, the people sitting around me probably know that I was crying. So that's a way of showing empathy for me. Like it felt, I don't know what he might have felt, or maybe he had experienced for him to know that, oh, this person is crying, and at this time he needed to take action. So that's what I meant by when they have a meltdown. At that time, that was my meltdown. That was me breaking down at the time, crying out to the extent that it was noticeable about around people around me. Then I said the next one is body language. You can notice some people who are having like a meltdown or going through something at the time via body language, how they react, what they are doing, their standing position, or maybe you're talking to them, how nonchalant or how carried away they feel from the moment. So at that time, it's when at that time is the appropriate time for you to like actually swing into action and seize the moment to maybe find out how you can be of consolation to such persons. And sometimes you have to ask, actually. You have to ask because, like I said, some people are very good in bottling up their emotions. Some people are very good in not expressing, in not saying how they feel at the time. But due to their body language, or how they are reacting at the time. They could be very slow. This is somebody you've known to be very active, energetic, and at that period, maybe you're seeing them very moody. They are all moody and all. So at that time, I think you will notice that, oh, something is wrong. Like Angel used to say, like, if I'm on a live stream and I don't speak, I don't talk, she knows that, oh, something is wrong, and she start calling on Ines, why you not talking, what's happening? So that's her being very observing. And based on she has known that I can't be on the live stream without wanting to talk except something is wrong. So sometimes if they are not willing to share willingly on their own, and if they are not having a meltdown, physical meltdown that you can actually see or detect from their body language, you can actually ask. You can ask to know what's happening, if they're okay, and if there's any way you can help, and if you may help. Because sometimes some people will say, no, I don't want to be like this, so you people don't start thinking that I'm this way because I want you to help me and all of that. And then you can actually offer support if they are open for you to offer them support. Welcome back, Joseph. So, as I've just mentioned now, I have a backstory to tell that made me brought up this and with the definition so far. So there was this story I heard of a couple who have someone, a little girl that is living with them as a, will I call her a living maid or a living help, so to say, so as not to make the language feel very harsh. So she's a living help for them. They brought this girl all the way from their hometown to be with them, and she's been living with them and be helping them with the things around the house. So on this fateful day, I think the husband noticed that he had not seen the girl being active or moving around as she used to, and he asked about her from the wife, and the wife was like, oh, she's in the room. She complained about being feverish and all of that, so just leave her. So the husband was like, okay, I'm going for work. And as he was leaving, he brought out some amount of money, gave it to the wife, and was like, take this girl to the hospital and make sure you get her checked up, and if possible that there's any issues and it requires treatment, I think this money will be enough for you to sort out whatever treatment it's maybe, and he left, haven't dropped the amount and the instructions to the wife, he left. So he left, but this woman never took this girl to the hospital or even a pharmacy, or did she try to go like get something for her to know how to maybe ease her pain at the time. So the man came back from work, and just like he had noticed before he had left for work, it was still the wife that was kind of doing some of the things in the house, and he was like, okay, how is the girl, how is she today, did you take her to the hospital? And she was like, I did not bother, because that's how they act when they want to lazy around. When she's lazy and doesn't want to do anything, she can want to act and pretend to be sick. So the man decided to go into the room to check on the girl and see. And when they got there, he tried to touch her to feel her body temperature at the time. And that was when he realized that the girl has gone beyond the word. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean by that. Like, she was no longer with us on earth. She has gone far beyond the other way. So with this man raised an alarm, shocked, and was deep down in his heart troubled. So they rushed, God avoid, sorry, I'll have to mute you so you don't, this sound doesn't interrupt the live stream. Thank you. So they rushed this girl to the nearby hospital, and there she was pronounced gone. And this man came back home weak and all of that. The woman was crying profusely, stating that she thought the girl was pretending. She never knew that it was serious and all of that. So now they have to go back home. They have to call the parents of this girl to let them know what has happened to their child. And the wife has pleaded with the husband not to make it known what had happened, what had led to her death. So this man now is in a fix. He decided to come out to seek for advice. And he is asking that, okay, what would you advise I do? I can't keep this to myself. Should I go ahead and tell the mother of the child what had led to the how do I, to her demise? Is that a word that they also restrict me for? I don't know. So he's in a fix now. He's thinking, should I go on to tell the mother what had happened? Should I send my wife packing for this act? Because he has termed the act being very grievous. Even when the woman has pleaded, stating that she actually thought the girl was faking it. So at this point, this brings me back to our last week topic where we talked about love being enough and not being enough. In this situation, as the spouse, as the husband, what would be your reaction? What would be your decision? Knowing so well that you actually gave her money to go take care of this girl's medical condition, even without you knowing how serious it is at the time, but you had given instructions and you have also given the finance for her to be able to carry out that instruction. And she did not do this, but here she is now, crying bitterly, feeling remorseful, telling you she regrets it and it wasn't intentional. But deep down in your heart, you're troubled because you feel like she had no empathy towards this person because they are not directly from her or they are not directly related to her. And now you are contemplating on whether or not to say the truth to the family of the deceased, and your next action if you should continue living with such person as a partner at home. So I want to find out from us what our reactions would have been if we are in this position. So please, the floor is open. I would like to hear from you guys. Even as women, we can like actually respond if you were in that situation. Would you open up to the family what had actually would you open up to the family what had actually led to the demise of the young girl? And at this particular time, at this point in time, the lady has she shown empathy, or is she capable of having empathy towards someone else, or she doesn't at all, or is as a result of her feeling like the person in this situation was faking it. So this is what has brought this topic of discourse today, and I would like to hear from every one of us. Welcome in Jamaican Beauty. The floor is open. Alex said na witch. Alex, can you tell us why you say na witch, please?
Now wait, I go that kind of behavior na which behavior?
You don't need trouble
Uh,
already.
I take no.
I can hear it from your voice. Okay. So you said that's a witchcraft.
Witchcraft deep in the
Deep
crevices and
inside.
crack in the crevices and cracks of Edo State.
Please, oh, don't let them hear you. Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Don't
kidding.
let them hear you. Oh. Witchcraft is not only practiced in that region. Oh. So it's everywhere. Some people they even they argue say Kogi witchcraft strong past Benin own. So
This
no
is
play. So now, if
not
if you're in
entirely
this
sure.
situation, will you tell the parents of the child this disease,
No,
what had led, the circumstances that had led to the demise of their child?
no, I wouldn't.
You would not.
I wouldn't. Because
Okay.
the wrong has already happened. But I wouldn't like to put my family or my house in that kind of situation.
Okay,
It's
like you would not like to put her all out. Like you don't like to throw her out there to the
exactly,
judgment of the public, right?
exactly yes.
Okay.
Because
So in
uh,
this, yeah. Sorry, go on.
however, like I said last week, there's always a limit.
Hmm.
There's always a limit. So I feel that kind of behavior for me, if I'm in that scenario,
Yeah.
that would be kind of like a limit for me. Right, that behavior. I might not want to out to the public, but then that lack of empathy, as you said, is draws the line for me. So after that
Okay.
kind of, yeah. So are you saying that perhaps someone, maybe not me directly, or somebody close to you, if another person is in that kind of scenario too,
Hmm.
or you say that this person is just pretending? So now wish behavior. So so basically, I can't. It's a deal breaker for me. I
Okay.
can't accommodate to somebody who thinks like that, who
Okay.
behaves like that. It's a no-no for me personally. But so that's my own extent. Even if I, in quote, love the person, but that's a no-no for me. That's my own line. But
Hmm. And
it's
that
it's a,
and that can lead to you saying calling it off between you both.
yes, 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 it can. It can.
Even if this person comes to say, I am remorseful, I am repentant, it's never going to happen again, it's the first time, I never knew it will result into this.
My my mind would, it would be difficult for my mind to be convinced about that. Or my mind to change about that person's behavior because it's shocking, no, it's shocking. You expect this person who you call your wife, right, to take care of somebody in your own household. You even give the person money, take care of this person,
Mhm.
so you expect that the person has carried it out. Then the next thing you say, this person, don't mind that, I saw them they do. She is pretending, she's not really sick. Now it's witchcraft behavior. It's wicked. It's wicked. So even if she comes back begging and Adults hardly change. Who hardly change overnight? So I do not. It will be hard to convince me personally that this person has changed or is repentant about the behavior. You know, so maybe that's a line for me because eventually you could observe this person, you let this person in your own wickedness, in your own personal wickedness, you let this person manifest all these symptoms to the point that this person gave up her life. She gave up the ghost. That's a strong boundary for me. I can't personally. You can't come back from that
Okay.
as a no no. But that's
Okay.
just me. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Thank you for that. So, okay, now I want to bring it back to a lighter shade a bit. I want to bring it to family setting now. When I mean family setting, to just the husband and the wife or partners, between both partners, even if they are not officially couples yet, or they are just together as partners. Um,
Okay.
let's not involve a third party or not even take it to the extreme case of losing someone to it. I want to bring it back. There was a time we had a discussion and Angel asked me a question about if my partner wasn't giving me enough attention, but rather was focusing the attention more on our kids, how would I feel? At the time, I said that I wouldn't even feel any type of way. In fact, I'll be very happy because that will help me to concentrate more on other aspects of the house chores or life entirely because he had already sorted the tedious part of taking care of the kids because he's there busy with them, playing with them. So I obviously have enough time to do some other things. So I had to replay it to this scenario now. That don't we think that sometimes our partners they kill us emotionally due to this lack of empathy towards how we feel? Because I was trying to relate it to relationship now. And I said to myself, in relationship, how does this even really like? Because I've heard so many women, so many people say that they've logged out of that marriage or they've logged out of that relationship due to lack of empathy from the partner or due to lack of emotional support. Do you get? So I feel it boils down to this empathy, emotional support, everything boils down to this empathy because we have come to define empathy as feeling, understanding how someone feels, sharing how they feel, knowing how they feel, and understanding how they feel. Then, so if you as a partner, you are at home with your partner, and at the time you don't get to know or notice when they are not 100% themselves. So are you really feeling like you're giving your all in that relationship? Are you really feeling like you are actually present in the life of your partner in that relationship? Because if you can't tell when they are in their lowest, if you can't tell when they're in their happiest mood, if you can't tell when they are all jiggy or excited and when they are very, very like sober and in a sad mood, to the extent that they log out of the relationship and they want out of it. Are we being empathetic enough? Because sometimes I feel like empathy has to be felt just by the other gender, which is the female, forgetting that sometimes it has to be both ways. Both the man and woman have to have that emotional awareness towards each other, knowing when one person is actually very happy and lively when the other person is not. And sometimes when you even know, some people don't know how to approach it. When you know that this person is sober or this person is not in a happy mood, they are not in that or active as they used to be when you met them. They don't know how to approach it. They don't know how to come around to say, okay, girl, you used to be like this, but you're no longer like this. What could be the issue? They don't know how to ask because I was saying that empathy. When should one have empathy towards someone, and how do you show empathy? Like when it's you need to know. You need to know how your partner feels at the time. You
Mm-hmm.
need to understand their expressions. Yes, Alex, you want to say something? So I don't cut you off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. So I think if you are in a normal healthy relationship with somebody, and you're not in a relationship for the sake of a contract or a wedding contract or a marriage contract because both of you have signed.
No problem.
I think you should be responsive to your partner. Like you should care, you should know your partner's emotions and feelings. If you are truly responsive or empathetic, you should know how to respond. You should know that she's not happy, or maybe did I do something, or did I offend her, or what's going on? What's going on with her? So one should know if you are in real if you're in a real relationship with somebody, and it's not particularly contractual. You are just there
Of
just
what
because
you
you
are
want.
enjoying from the relationship also.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel that you should be responsive.
So
You should be responsive.
every relationship, both persons will actually be able to detect when the other person is an out of their moods,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Okay. So it brings me back to the topic: if love is enough, or is love enough? So to cover up for everything in the relationship. So during the discussion, some persons felt like yes, with love we can be able to like just cover up, go back home, tell this person's parent that the child is gone, sympathize with them, and find a way to like console them for their loss, and then forgive your wife, admonish her as to what she has done and why it shouldn't repeat itself again. So these are the people who were holding on to the ground that yes, love is ever enough to cover up for anything whatsoever and whatever mistake that might occur during the course of you both being married. So I don't want to say my own thoughts as regard this. Alex, I've heard your thoughts. For you, it's a deal breaker. Even love cannot persuade you to continue with such relationship or forgive her for such, being that it's a wicked act and you feel it's intentional. God, I beg. I don't know if you had the better part of the story because you seem like you were out of the live stream for a period of time. So I don't know if you also got the question I asked. I would like to hear your opinion as regards that. Is God, I beg, here with us? God, I beg. Is God, I beg, here with us? I don't think he's here. Okay. Hello, Joseph. Welcome in. So I asked a question, Joe.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good
So I
evening.
don't know. You were able to hear me when I had, stated the story and asked the question about it, right?
Yeah, I had the story and everything. See,
Uh,
there
so,
is this saying that if there is no sin, there is no forgiveness.
okay.
So you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you
So
clearly.
we all have humans and we make mistake. I know that sometimes there are some mistake that like that's actually a grave mistake. Defining because of it led to the demise of someone, and not just someone. This is someone that they put into your care, and provisions was made to take care of that particular situation. And if not because he felt some kind of way, it would have led to that. This kind of situation is quite complicated. If it was her child and maybe this something like this happened and she wouldn't have made that statement, she would have shown more empathy to that child, knowing that okay, this is not her usual pattern. This She's like this person used to be active. even if she's avoiding work, you can, rather than making assumptions, you'd have called her and spoke to her, and then you would have found out, okay, was really wrong with her. Then know if she's going to need medical attention and attend to her in whatever way. And they would have avoided all those conflicts that came after that, because that issue, it go long go. Because going back now to the people you got that child from, like the husband, I don't even know how to break the news to start with. Breaking the news, stating what was really the problem, because now you're not going to say all the truth. You have to, unless, because for, okay, if I'm in that man's shoe, I know that God won't let me to have that kind of partner. But for the sake of this, let's just assume. Yes, let's just assume. I think if she's very remorseful to a certain extent, I think there will be need for
Wait,
forgiveness. And when
instantly.
there's forgiveness, there are certain things. No, it might not be instantly, but in the heat of the moment, there's a level of remorse that she will show. You have to exclude some part of whatever thing that happened that brought about that incident.
Yeah.
Because since you know that, okay, you need to forgive her, you won't include some certain details into it, because if you do that, that means you're just selling her out without any defense, and it won't really look good. Yeah, so I think you have to forgive and forget at some point. It might not be immediately, but I know that yeah, she's your partner.
Yeah.
She's your partner, so you have to defend her. Yes, I think.
Okay. Thank you so much, Joseph. Thank you for that. I know Shato is still very much active at work. Thank you for even with the busy schedule, still making that time to join the live stream. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Alex, for your submission. You guys have spoken so well. Still working hard, yeah. Well done, Shato. You guys have spoken so well, and as humans, yes, you have every right to react in whatever way you have reacted at this time and in these circumstances. So, thank you. With your response, I will go back to our topic, empathy. I don't know if everyone is still here, so we get to hear this. In empathy, they say you have to like feel how the person feels at the time and don't judge based on their own perception towards things. They see things that is making them react that way whatsoever. Because I talked about the types of empathy, and I say in cognitive empathy is the ability to understand another person's perspective. And you understanding another person's perspective is you, even though you don't see things, you don't see life the way they see things, but you understand where they are coming from. You don't have any authority to say that your own perception is superior or better than how they see things, even though you might think to yourself, but you shouldn't make it known or make them feel that way. Do you get? This is when the cognitive part of empathy. So I want to use that to relate to what Joseph has just said now as to regards how he will react if he were to be in such situation. Now, yes, he had made mention that if there is no sin, there will not be forgiveness, and that's true. And now, he had also stated that he will cover up for the wife because she has shown some level of remorse and all of that. And he was asking if, depending on the remorse, and I was like, instantly she showed a level of remorse because she had realized that I don't want to say it's negligence, or I would just say her actions had led to the loss of someone. So because of that, from where Joseph is coming from, I'll say it's using the cognitive part of empathy. trying to come or see himself, understand where the woman is coming from by saying that the girl was trying to avoid work by pretending to be sick. Do you get? But ordinarily, even if she was pretending, saying that the means of taking care of that situation was there, you ought to do the right thing by taking her for a checkup and be sure that she's actually okay. So before you can actually lay accusation. So that is it. In cognitive part of empathy, you don't judge. You don't judge the person for what they have done, what they did, or how they feel. You don't have to say, oh, you're acting this way now because you feel this way and it's not supposed to be that way. No, they're acting that way because that's how they feel. That's the only way they can express themselves at the time. And if you cannot relate to it, if you don't understand how they feel at that time, you just can respect them by allowing them to have their moment, and afterwards you can give whatever advice you want to give at the time. So let's say for example now, someone who had lost their dear one, and let's use, okay, a father. Last week we got to learn that Angel lost her dad. So now maybe I put out a call through to her. I haven't gotten the information and I'm like, oh, sorry there, I heard that you lost your dad. And she tells me, no, you don't know. And then I go on to say, I'm sorry for your loss. I know how you feel. Do you get? And in response, Angel tells me, no, you don't know how I feel. Do you get? For some persons, you might want to pick offense that, look, I'm trying to sympathize with you. I'm trying to be in your shoes, put myself in your shoes and know what you're going through. So why will you tell me that I don't know how you feel? But at the time, Angel might be right because, okay, yes, I've not lost a dad. So I really might not know how she really feels at that time. So because of that, I cannot just judge her. And it's not just because of that I've not lost someone. So I will not say, oh, she's right. I cannot judge her because of that. But I'm actually trying to understand how she feels at that time. Understanding her perspective from where she's coming from, that, oh, she's really grieving at the time, she's hurt, and so I have to respect how she feels at that time. So this husband, if I'm to use Joseph and Alex as the husband in this picture, Joseph in this scenario is a cognitive empathetic type because one, when the girl was sick, he doesn't even know how the girl feels. He had only got to hear that, oh, she had mentioned she's not feeling well, and he had already understood and had provided means of taking care of that situation. In empathy, I forgot to mention that while empathizing with someone, one of the ways of showing it is by taking action. I forgot to mention that because I only mentioned that you need to when to apply it is when they will open up to you, or when they have a meltdown, like when you see it and all of that. But even when they open up to you and all of that, after that, what do you do? What action is taken? In this scenario, the man has taken the action of providing the means of maybe taking care of that situation at the time, but it wasn't done. That's what led to this disaster at hand. And even as it is, using Joseph as an example of the husband, he had not gone ahead to crucify the woman or put her out there in public for public crucifixion and judgment based on her actions, but rather he had resorted to the next steps of handling the situation by saying that, okay, he's going to forgive the wife, even though it will take time, because you can't just forgive completely instantly, because yes, this is a whole life that has been lost, so it's not something you just throw away all of a sudden just like that. It's going to take time, but as it's taking time, it's also giving room for her to come back, realize her wrong, and try to make amendment. Why for Alex, this is like a deal breaker. Because yes, this is, and if he actually sees it as a deal breaker, is okay by his decision. no one is going to judge him, because yes, I had given you an instruction, I've taken action as to how to avoid such, and you had gone ahead to disobey me or ignore my instructions, which had led into this disastrous situation that you find yourself at the time. So it could be a very dicey situation if not well properly managed, because if you go out there, I'm not trying to like sell a story of cover up for people's negligence or intentional wickedness, so to say. But if he decides to end the relationship based on that grant, it's very valid, because some people will say that they have criterias for choosing a partner, for choosing to be with a partner. They have criterias, and if maybe one of these is not applicable or available, is a deal breaker for them and all of that. So I understand where Alex is coming from, and I also understand where Joseph is coming from. So, but at this point, I'm trying to like build a fact and a point around empathy, where everyone gets to have such feeling for one another. Like you get to try to put yourself in someone's shoes, know how they feel, even if you have never experienced it. And then knowing how to take action towards such, acting proactively towards it. So I want to say a very big thank you to every one of us, and also list maybe some parts or some ways how we can be able to like tell and identify these weaknesses in someone. Like when when you find your partner, like I had mentioned, not being very active like they used to be. Alexa said that in a very open relationship. Was it open, or what was the word you used? In a very healthy relationship. Sorry, that was the word. In a healthy relationship where both partners love and understand each other, you're going to know when one party is actually emotionally down, when one party is still very much active or not active. You're going to tell. So that emotional awareness should be there. Some of us, we used to lose awareness. Sometimes we get carried away and we don't get to be aware with what is happening around us, especially with our partners. So I was talking about something that Angel had asked me sometime, and I had answered based on my level of understanding at the time. We learn every day, and as the day goes by, new things, new opinions, you get your perception towards things gets to change based on things and you've experienced so far. So I mentioned that time communication, that I will communicate my feelings to my partner if I feel like he's drifting away and focusing his attention more on something else rather than me. I would communicate. So in this very particular discussion of empathy, I will still break that up and make it as a number one key in a healthy relationship and family. Like communicate your feelings. Like let them know. Sometimes some people don't get to say things. They just assume that, oh, because we have been together for the longest time, you should be able to understand me, you should be able to know me, you should be able to read my feelings, know when I want this and when I don't want that. But sometimes we are not magicians that we can just stay and read your mind and know what is actually playing out in your head or what you want to actually happen. So I'll plead with us to learn to communicate. Learn to say your word verbally. No one will kill you for communicating. No one will crucify you. Sergio, please concentrate. No one is going to jail you for saying how you feel, actually, because it's when you get to say how you feel, that is when the other person knows how you actually feel genuinely and will know how to react or work towards being a better person for you. Do you get? And let's be very fully aware. Then let's try to create time for each other. Like when you know that, yes, more of verbal communication. Yes, be more verbal with your emotions. Say it as it is. 'Cause I'm trying not to even play the third party role. Thank you of having a help who lost their life as a result of not communicating and all of that. But I'm trying to make it like a partner situation now. You see so many partners drifting away without the other one noticing at all because no communication at the time. No, you're not willing to say how you feel because you're hoping that, oh, we've been together for the longest time. You should know me by now. You should know what I want. You should know that when my face is like this is what I want. And when my face is like that, this is what I want. No, that person, he or she is not a witch to be able to tell, except you're able to say. And so many people feel like when someone communicates their emotions, their feelings verbally, they see it as nagging. And because of that, most people will not want to say too much again because they don't want to be seen as naggers. It happens to men. Some men will say, I don't want to talk. I feel like talking, it feels like I'm nagging. And as a man, men don't talk too much. I don't need to nag. Say it as it is so the person will know that you've communicated and they can act towards it so they can be aware. Sometimes if they can't read your body language, when you're verbal with your words, your emotions rather, they are now aware that yes, this is the situation on ground and this is how I have to work towards making the whole situation better for all of us. Setting aside, like creating time for yourselves and for your spouse, getting to know what's happening. When you're not aware of what is happening, try to create time to be able to accommodate that situation and find a solution to it. And then also take action, like you take the necessary action needed for you to be able to handle such situation and make sure that it doesn't escalate into something else. Thank you so much, Angel. Into something else that will be beyond control in the long run. So with this, I do not have much to say. This is just what I have to come and share with you guys today, and I'm so happy you're all here. I want to say thank you for every one of you that has taken our time to be here. And Angel, it's good to have you back. Sorry there. Nigeria and the hustle for survival in Nigeria will not make us to have enough time to even reach out to one another and console each other. But this is me saying sorry, and I hope you are not angry at me, and we'll still talk more, my love. And it's good to have you back, and I hope you're feeling better now. Hmm? See you.
So it's good to see you, Inex. Said
Nice.
you come and talk your feelings. That's where I am.
Sergio, which feeling Sergio get? Please leave Sergio.
There's
Sergio
something
does not have feelings.
there's something Inex said that got my
Mhm.
attention when you said we're not witches or wizards to know someone's feelings.
Yeah.
It's true because there are some people, is like you said, there are some people that when you notice something is wrong, maybe with the way they act,
Yeah.
it has changed. You ask questions, okay? So, but there are some people that even when you ask questions, they don't open up. They just say, "Mm, it's okay." Do you get? So when you have such people, I want to say some people are not. They don't find it easy discussing personal issues, and we all have different reasons. Nowadays, like this person said, be positive said, nowadays, how what's that statement again? A problem shared is now see finish.
Yes,
Is no more. Is now gossip for the day. Is no
well, gossip
more.
for the town.
It used to be a problem shared is a problem solved. Now, then it changed to problem shared to problem half solved. Now they are not solving anything again.
It's
So
not
you
a
see, so
gossip for
sometimes,
the town. It will not be used as
yes,
a podcast, sir.
exactly. So sometimes is is the experience some people have had,
Mm,
okay, that causes it. Then it's just I don't even know how to balance it because when you are in a relationship,
mm,
either friendship or
mm,
courtship, yes, or marriage, when you're in a relationship with someone, take for instance me and Inex being friends,
mm,
and Inex is going through some challenges and I'm not aware. And because of this experience she has had in the past, she decides to keep to herself. And I ask, and I'm worried. So sometimes it may affect the relationship or the friendship because, hey, Alex, good to see you. So sometimes it may affect the friendship because if I keep asking, and you keep pushing me away and saying, no, no, nothing is wrong, I'll feel like it's better I just back down. It's better I just, give
like
her
the
her
friendship
space.
is one-sided, especially if
Yes,
you're
the
the only
friendship
one getting to
exactly
express
the
your
friendship now
feelings.
feels one-sided, you see.
Mm,
So because I know I've been in different relationship, in a situation where you see someone who you call your friend and you check on the person, how are you doing? And this person say, she's fine. And then one day someone from nowhere just says, maybe you are in a group. In fact, it has happened to me. I was with a friend. This is someone I check on all the time. How are you? I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. And
mm,
then we were in a group discussing, and all of a sudden, someone asked her, "How is your father? I hope he's getting better." And I never knew. And then you hear statements like, oh, this is the only person that calls me to check on my father, and I'm not a witch, I won't know, you see. So, or you get statements like, you're expecting to hang out with this person and this person doesn't show up, and then when you ask and get upset, the person will be like, you don't even know what I'm going through. How am I supposed to know? Do you get?
exactly.
Because you know what you were supposed to do. You had an agreement with this person. You did not meet up with the agreement. And the next day you see the person acts all normal like nothing happened. And then when you ask angrily, you will hear statements like, you don't even know what I'm going through. You see, that thing is manipulation to me. Is you make me second guess myself. I will doubt the friendship. I will feel is a one-sided friendship. So you see, he's trying to balance the situation because, like I said, some people will be on the defense that, I've had that experience, so I don't do that anymore. And then some people will be on the side of, oh, but we are friends, and if especially people in a situation where you open up to the person,
Yeah,
and then the person doesn't, do the same thing. So, everything is struggle in this life. We struggle for money, struggle for love, struggle for friends, genuine friends. Everything is struggle. That's why if you get genuine people in your life, you don't know what God has done for you because those are one of the things that money can buy.
true,
So, that's
true.
just my opinion.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angel. Thank you for that. That was really very, very open, and it's realistic because this is our daily life experience. Like some of us can relate to this, and I am an offender in some of what you have listed. Angel Shato is asking, struggle for money is wondering. Yes, Shato, we struggle for money. Or you don't? You don't struggle for money over there?
So you are here. I've been greeting Shalto, but I know he's busy. I've
No,
been writing
Santos,
greeting Shalto, greeting
Santos is a
Shalto,
big
no
man.
reply.
I
Well,
hear
I
the
I
struggle
felt
is
he's busy.
rich out. Alex is
He'll be
saying
at work.
something.
Then Shanto is a big man now. Shanto he doesn't struggle for
He
money.
doesn't struggle, right? Chai, we would like to be like you, Shelto.
He said money is so overrated. God I beg.
Oh,
Oh.
oh,
I hope to
Jesus.
get to that level where I'll be
When?
saying so.
Yeah, when? Okay. Thank you so much, darling. Yes, like you've mentioned, while we struggle for everything, I don't think love should be one of the things that we should be struggling for. Um, because if you struggle for love, that would be the worst emotional damage you have to go through in life. Oh. You're struggling for money. Imagine how much more now struggling for love. Hell, the emotional damage no be here. Oh. so, so,
Because if you're in a relationship,
yeah.
you won't know if the person is playing you. You just go with your feelings.
Hmm.
It will take time for you to if you
To be
give
able to tell.
everything. Yes, if you give your all and the person is playing with your feelings, you get heartbroken. If you play safe, you won't give your all. So
Mm-hmm.
in the relationship, you may not trust the person. Even if someone comes with any story about the person, you will quickly believe because you did not give your all. You see, you are not giving this total commitment in the relationship. So everything is struggle in life. But when you get it genuinely, you should value it because it's not easy to get these days.
Thank you. That's why I brought up the topic empathy. I feel like if everyone is empathetic to each other, that struggle will not be as much as it is now because you will not have the fear or doubt that, oh, this person I'm going in is loving me genuinely or not, because you're actually trying to feel like they are feeling, and as a result of that, everyone will want to play well, be open, and be plain. As such, Angel and Joseph Alego. It should bring lions. When it comes with the lions and the universe, it will no longer struggle. So guys, I really don't have much to say. The Nigerian economy is already making us struggle so much. Yesterday, stroke today has really been a very, very bad one because I got news we lost someone yesterday, and who is trying to defend the country. And we know that some people go into this job not because they really want it, but some of them picked up this job for survival purpose, and even at it, they end up taking their life. And it's not just something, it's something avoidable. That's why it really hurts. It's something avoidable. But I don't want to talk about it because the more I talk about it, the more it cuts deep and the more hurt I feel. And knowing that talking about it doesn't even bring any change whatsoever. So we'll just cry in peace and lay our dead to rest. That's just it. So it is well. That's just all I have to say today. I don't have so much to speak on today. Hopefully, next week we'll get our groove and our jigging mode back. And with that, I want to say thank you all for joining today's podcast. And I'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much, Shelton, for joining regardless of your time. Thank you so much. God, I beg, thank you, Angel, Joseph.
Yeah.
Thank you. Omega, that was everyone that was there before. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys on the live stream in 30 minutes or so. So, bye.